Okay, welcome viewers. Today we're going to do a review for our Unit 9 Transformations test. We are going to do one reflection problem, two rotation problems, one at 180 and one at 90 degrees, and translation. We'll start with translation. So, I'm going to do problem number 4, and I will attach this worksheet. This translation has given us a rule, and it tells us we are going to be subtracting 3 from every x coordinate and 1 from every y coordinate. So on your test, you might get this information without a piece of graph paper. And so I'm going to show you how to figure this out using the graph paper. And we know that where the graph paper is here, you can just come grab it. So each of these ordered pairs, I think the easiest way to do these is to just subtract. I mean, we've got graph paper, we might as well just count. So the x coordinate, we're going to subtract 3, 1, 2, 3, and subtract 1 from the y coordinate. There's its new location. There's S prime. In a different color, I'll do Q. 1, 2, 3, subtracted from the x coordinate. 1 subtracted from the y coordinate. There's Q prime. And then red, 1, 2, 3, down 1. R prime. And on most tests and SOLs, they don't ask you to translate 3 different points. It's usually just 1 point, but it's good practice for us right now. We have just taken this figure, we have translated it left 3 and down 1. How are we doing? Let's go to rotation number 8. Oh, I forgot to erase this from my last class. It's fine, everything's fine. Let's delete this. Here. Okay, this one is a reflection across the x-axis. So it's giving us the line of reflection as the x-axis right here. So there's our mirror. So we are going to reflect these points over the x-axis. This point L is actually on the line of reflection, so that's not going to move. That's going to stay in the same place. However, M is 2 away from the mirror, so on the other side it's going to be 2 away. So I'm just going to go ahead and count that way. So it's 2 this direction, and it's 2 this direction. So there's our M prime. L is going to stay in the same place, and N will be, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the x-axis, so on the other side it will be 4 away. There's N prime. How are we doing? Any questions? And then you just connect the points. Going to number 9. Number 9 is a rotation of 180 degrees. So these points are going to move 2 90 degrees quadrants. So this 90 degree rotation clockwise would be here. It would go from quadrant 2 to quadrant 1. A 90 degree counterclockwise rotation would go from quadrant 2 to quadrant 3. A rotation of 180 doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise, because you're going, or either way, you're going from quadrant 2 to quadrant 4. Are we good with that? The x-axis and the y-axis are not changing places. Okay, they're just switching, right? So here's the x-axis, and it's just going still the x-axis. So that means the x and the y coordinates are not going to change. However, the signs are going to change because we are going to be in quadrant 4. So we're going to go from x being negative, y being positive, to x being positive and y being negative. Am I going too fast? Good with that? Okay, so L is currently at negative 1, 1. So that would be at 1, negative 1, L prime. Different color. K is currently at negative 4, 4. So in quadrant 4, it will be at 4, negative 4. I'm not going to write the quadrant or the ordered pair. I'm just going to write that's K prime. And lastly, J is at negative 4, 2. So that will move to 4, negative 2. There's J prime, and then we just connect these points. Am I super boring today? I'm so sorry.
Maybe it's just the first day of the week.
Maybe. Okay, that was number 9. We have one more to go, number 10. Where is number 10? Okay, number 10, this is the most difficult one. A rotation of 90 degrees, and in this problem, we're going counterclockwise. So, point S is currently in quadrant 1, and it's going counterclockwise, the opposite direction of the clock. So it's going to go from quadrant 1 to quadrant 2. Let's start with S. We're going to do each of those 3 points separately. S, R, and T. S is currently at 4, 1. 90 degrees, counterclockwise, quadrant 2. The X and the Y coordinates are going to switch. So S is at 4, 1. It's going to switch, and that's going to be at -1, 4. Let me draw this. S is currently at 4, 1. So that's going to switch, and that's going to become 1, 4. And the reason why X is negative, this becomes a -1, is because we're in the second quadrant. So there's S prime. Is everybody good with that? So the 4 and the 1 are switching places, and the reason that the 1 is negative is because we're in the second quadrant. So X is negative, Y is positive. Are we good with the signs? Okay, let's go to R. R is currently at 1, -2. So when I go ahead and switch those, and another thing I need to say about R is that it's in quadrant 4. Quadrant 4, counterclockwise, is going to go to quadrant 1. So currently it's at 1, -2. If I switch those numbers, it's going to be 2, 1. But then what are the signs going to be of those numbers? Well, they're going to stay positive because now we're going from quadrant 4 to quadrant 1. So R is going to go from 1, -2 to 2, 1. Last one, T. T is currently at 4, -4. Those numbers are going to switch places, and the 4s switching will just stay 4s. However, we're going to quadrant 1, so they're both going to be positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the letter again? T. T. So now I just have to, it's kind of messy. Now I just have to find all my primes and connect them. I'll use this light blue color. And that figure rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. That's the most difficult one. And normally you don't have to rotate 3 points. You'll only have to rotate 1 point. It won't be as messy as this. That's it. Are we good? All right.